few months ago, I got really ill and managed to lose a lot of weight, and as a result, none of my clothes really fit me and I've had to buy new ones. These old jeans that I've had for years were adjusted at the time by my sister, but today, with the new pair of jeans that I bought, I wanted to show you something that I always do to fix this problem. And that's that lip that you get at the back of the jeans. It's always driven me nuts. It makes the jeans feel like they don't fit properly because they don't. So I want to show you what I do to fix that. A simplified explanation of how to do this is that you're taking a V shape out of the back of the jeans. Obviously there's a little bit more to it, and you do not want to do that on jeggings or any kind of legging type jeans because it's too elastic at the back and it's going to buckle weirdly. So you want to do this only on jeans that have got at least 90% cotton. Once I've got all the tools that I need, I'm going to start unstitching a lot of the things along the back. First thing that's going to go is that little belt line that's going to come out, and I'm going to take out the thread on either side and make sure that I don't leave anything behind because we want the end result to look neat. As for the rest, I'm just going to cut that off since I'm not going to need the whole thing later on when I reattach it, and I'm going to cut open this part of the jeans anyway, so I don't see the point unpicking it all when I could just do it much faster with a pair of scissors. Just to visually mark out, this is the area that we are going to be removing and changing the shape of so that we change the shape of the top of the jeans. And then I'm going to unpick all the way down to that seam right there, and then I'm going to cut along the very top of the jeans, and I'm not going to be using my big scissors here because I want to cut with the smaller ones first just to double check that I've cut in the right place. Cut that open, cut away the tag so I don't have that scratching on my back later on because that drives me nuts. Pick that all away. And now I want to unpick the stitching further down, and you're going to keep going until you're going to get that thick join right here, which you can see there. You could technically fold it here. First, I have just left it at this point and then sewn everything back together, but I don't do this anymore because I found that what happens is because the material right at the base there is quite thick, all this excess material that's still left, which I'm cutting away at the moment, that will bunch together, and then it will all bunch together at that thick seam right down there. So one of the things I do now instead is I cut away the excess material that doesn't need to be there. That includes underneath the very top of the jeans there, and then I'll unstitch a little bit further down. Before then I start pinning things back together so that I can see how they fold and make sure that there isn't going to be a strange bunch right at the arch where you need the jeans to go in rather than out like a little mountain. After that, I'm going to take a few dressmaking pins. I'm going to pin these down into place just to make sure that I'm happy where everything is before I start sewing. And if I have to readjust the way things are laid or if how I want to fold the fabric, I'm going to do that a few times until I'm completely sure that I'm happy with what I want to do and I know how I want to sew this together, and then I'm going to start sewing everything together. Once I've stitched all the way up to the waistband, I want to fold that fabric over so that you can't see any of the underneath part of it and it looks nice and neat. Then I'm going to cut away all the excess fabric that's left on the inside. I didn't want to cut this away like I mentioned earlier on, just in case I needed that fabric and I've miscalculated, and by cutting it last it means that I'm way less likely to make a mistake, and then it's all going to look nice and neat at the very end of it. Last thing I'm going to do is sew that belt strap into place, and this way I can also cover up if I've made any weird sewing along the back. No one needs to see that. And as far as they're concerned, this is an ordinary pair of jeans that hasn't been adjusted and just fits well. Last thing I'll do is try it on, check that I haven't got anything that annoys me, there's no weird bunching, and that I'm happy that it's nice and fitted around the waist. And that's it. Simple.